the events of this past weekend were absolutely insane. If you didn't catch it, there was a second attempt made on Donald Trump's life at his golf course in Florida. And there is little known about it so far. We're not going to get into reporting all the facts on that because we don't know what's going on yet. But immediately what I saw in response was a bunch of people saying Taylor Swift was behind it, which sounds ridiculous until you entertain the possibilities. Earlier that same day, Donald Trump posted on Truth Social. He truthed something on Truth Social.
He's back on Twitter, right? Why didn't he tweet this?
I don't know why. I guess he just prefers to stay on Truth Social for now. But Donald Trump Truth Socialed saying, "I hate Taylor Swift," just yesterday. And mere hours later, we see a statement come out from the Trump campaign about gunshots fired near the golf course. They said President Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. No further details at this time, from his communications director. Yep. And immediately I just saw a barrage of tweets from Swifties saying that this is Tay Voodoo. And I've seen that term before.
You'll have to explain to the masses just what Tay Voodoo is.
Yeah. So Tay Voodoo essentially means that Taylor Swift is a practicing witch, and she places voodoo-like curses on people that she dislikes. People who have gotten on her bad side are going to get cursed with Tay Voodoo.
Okay. Well,
and
I mean,
they're saying that she has cursed Trump.
I mean, she uses a lot of imagery like this in her videos and stuff, right?
Yeah, especially more recently in like the Evermore music video, I believe. Or was it the Willow music video that we were talking about?
Okay.
But yeah, she uses that imagery. It's weird because Lana Del Rey is actually the one who publicly came forth and said, "I put a hex on Donald Trump."
Maybe she got the hex from Taylor Swift.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is leading the coven. Interestingly, Scooter Braun echoed Trump's Truth Social post and said, "Shake it off, Donald. Kamala 2024.
Now, this is relevant because, he's got his own beef with her.
So apparently Scooter Braun has
literally
beef with both Taylor Swift and Trump.
The top comment says, "We don't want his help."
But he's trying to siphon clout off of both of them right now by using Taylor Swift's lyrics. So that's another voodoo curse that's about to be sent upon him. I'm sure another reason for the Tay Voodoo curse is Donald Trump's campaign ripping off her merch idea. They were selling bootleg Eras Tour merch with Donald Trump's face all over it on his website, which I find shocking given how litigious she can be if she wanted to. Hopefully there's not going to be a huge lawsuit over that. But what do you think? Is there some kind of mimetic energy happening here where he spoke ill of Taylor and immediately ill fell upon him?
Look, I'm not a superstitious
cosmic
person.
Justice?
Is it cosmic justice? I don't know.
Some would say that.
They're both billionaires now, so they're cosmically, I feel like they're on, semi-equal footing, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe if he had done this on Twitter, this wouldn't have happened. Maybe that's what it is.
Actually, he should have tweeted it, not truthed it. That's a very good point.
There's a 20 there from Pop Culture Junkie.
BYW, quokkas are only found on one island in Australia, and you are not allowed to touch them. They have no natural predators there. Tourists find ways to take selfies with them without touching them.
It's wholesome.
That's cute.
It's wholesome.
Australia is like a different planet.
Yeah.
I think that perhaps the Kamala campaign overestimated the impact that Taylor Swift's endorsement would have.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. I mean, I don't know about that. I think everybody made such a big deal about it, and it didn't really move the needle in the way they thought.
It's a talking point.
Yeah.
But they embraced it very loudly. Tim Walz gave Taylor Swift a shout out at a rally in Wisconsin, which is one of the most important states for them. He said, surround yourself with smart women. Can we watch the video? Do you have it?
I do.
He called Taylor Swift one of those smart
She is
women.
smart. So
she is smart. We'll give her that.
Senators who happen to be women. Jen Schultz, who's going to make a wonderful member of Congress. Gwen Walls, these three. Here's my life hack for all of you. All the guys out there, whatever, here's my life hack. Surround yourself with smart women and listen to them, and you'll do just fine. You'll do just fine.
Okay.
He said,
Can I stop for a second?
he made well, before you do, he just made a reference to one of her songs. After that, he said, it's really great to have all these women help us beat the smallest man in the world, referring to 6'3" Donald Trump, by the way.
So here's the thing. This is a messaging issue, and we won't get too far off topic here. I don't want to go too far into this. But this is a messaging issue where what the media is pushing from J.D. Vance about, childless cat ladies, and what he's saying are vastly different things because they're both courting different voting blocks. The problem is, if he were to switch this around and say, ladies out there, surround yourself with smart men and you'll be all right, I actually think they'd be upset by that. I do. Mm-hmm. So the problem is that they're both kind of embracing intersectionalism and issues just going in opposite directions, but one of them is far more palatable to the mainstream given how many years of feminism we've had injected into modern day entertainment. Right. So there's a messaging problem here. You and I see that here and just cringe and roll our eyes, but it's a very powerful thing to say because it hits them in the feels. It's got nothing to do with policy. I mean, but Taylor Swift isn't talking about policy. She's talking about doing her research. And
she's talking about abortion.
Yes, and that's really what it's about in this election cycle.
I actually had the Kamala campaign call me over the weekend, and I answer all spam calls and entertain them to the fullest because
you love that.
Why not?
Yeah.
I'll humor anyone. So I saw it was a political call and they were like, hi Mary, this is the Kamala campaign, we have a question for you. And I'm like, let's go, do it. And they were like, what's the most important issue for you in this election? And I was like, probably abortion. And they were like, great, okay, reproductive rights. They were like writing it down. Yeah. And I was like, no, not like that. Like, I'm against it.
And they're like, okay, we got it.
And they're like,
Can you hang up?
No, I mean, it wasn't exactly like that, but he pretty quickly realized, like, I'm wasting my time talking to this person. Yep. But yeah, the Harris campaign also released a statement in response to Trump's Truth Social post saying he hates Taylor Swift under the title, Trump's Bad Week, Taylor's Version. These people are just so cringy. They said, Mr. Not at All Fine has spent this week working through his feelings, whining about his champagne problems, and spending exactly none of his time addressing the issues facing the American people. You're telling me that Taylor Swift doesn't have champagne problems?
I mean, that's the
literal jet-setting billionaire.
Well,
really?
That's what's incongruous about most of the Dem platform now is that it is a lot of celebrity endorsements, which is why we end up covering it on here, right? Like, I'm not here to talk about who from the Wisconsin Democratic Party is endorsing him. We're here to talk about what celebrities are doing that. And then you run into that same question, what we talked about last week, which is like, she endorses Trump and loses 20% of her fan base and loses a bunch of money, or she endorses Harris and loses a bunch of money because she's endorsing the person who wants to tax your unrealized gains and your future earnings. It doesn't make any sense.
There was a fake post claiming that Taylor Swift lost a significant amount of followers on Instagram after her endorsement post.
That was not true.
Not true. Yeah. She's doing just fine. And the reality is here, Taylor Swift benefited a whole lot more from the endorsement post than the Kamala campaign did, as is confirmed by a new poll. Swift endorsement turns more voters away from Kamala Harris than it attracts.
Interesting.
YouGov found that 8% of voters said that Taylor Swift's endorsement is either somewhat or much more likely to convince them to cast their ballot for Kamala. But a whopping 20% said they are somewhat or much less likely to vote for Trump, to vote for Kamala now that Taylor Swift has endorsed her. And then 66% said that Taylor Swift's endorsement made no difference on how they're voting.
66% of people are smart.
That's actually a white pill right there.
It really is. The idea that 66% of them know that what a celebrity says is the right thing to do for politics is the smart choice, because they understand that the problems that face a rich celebrity are not the problems that are faced by the general people, which is why you should never look to celebrities for political opinions. You should never look to them for morality. You should never look to them for anything like that other than making something that entertains you. And that is kind of the hard part that I've noticed for a lot of people, is the ability to, look at someone's crappy opinions and then separate it from the art that they make. Maybe it's just because my brain is kind of used up that I'm just when I'm watching something, I'm like, I remember them saying something stupid once, and then I move on with it. It doesn't really prevent me from enjoying the media or the entertainment that they make.
Well, okay. This is a white pill. That the majority of people don't care what Taylor Swift's opinion about politics is. Sure. But if you divided it by age and gender demographics, you would probably find that young women were very much impacted by it.
That'd be interesting to find out.
And we even saw self-reported stats of people saying, if Beyonce or Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala, I'd be significantly more likely to vote for them.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah,
there's no hope for those people, but thankfully the majority of people don't care who Taylor Swift is voting for. And I will just say, don't write off the possibility that she is engaging in a black magic ritual, because I think just with the sheer amount of twists and turns that have taken place this election season so far, you really can't chalk it up to just like random chance that, the Secret Service messed up again.
The hell is the October surprise going to be?
I can't even prepare for that at this point.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye guys.